Good day, fine people. A very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga, and we're looking at a homebrew this time called RAID Reloaded. This is version 1.1, published by Flashtro in 2019. It's a vertical scroller shooter, and it's heavily influenced, which it's trying to be, RAID, you might guess from the title, by ATARI, from Atari on the Atari 2600 in 1982. Now, we've recently reviewed another sort of like homebrew RAID game called Bridge Strike, also in 2019 by CD Label. So we'll see, compare with this. Now, this looks like a little bit more detailed graphics. Let's see how I go. Now, if you're unfamiliar with RAID, look on the bottom left. That's my fuel gauge going down. I need to go over fuel. Here's one here. To reload it and also shoot through the... Oh, that's interesting. In other versions of RAID, you just shoot the bridge once and it disappears. Here it looks like it's in different blocks. You can turn the music up if you want to, but I'll keep that going all the way through. Right, that's... oh, this is a bit tricky. So I went through there and I've done it. So it's all about surviving as long as you possibly can. Let's go. So this is moving... yeah, it's moving a bit fast compared to the original RAID, but... now the Bridge Strike was good as well, although the loading times were a bit long. Oh, that's cool. A bit long. This one isn't quite as long as that. Yeah, there are some slight differences. When you fire, it stays in front of your plane. It doesn't deviate depending on where you go. Any crashing with the scenery, you're doomed. It does seem you need to be a little bit more precise with a Bridge Strike than this one. But anyway... it's a good representation of RAID, although it's slightly trickier. It does get there's a lot of stuff straight away. It gets trickier quite quickly. Shoot the fuel and it explodes. Watch out for the tanks coming across on the bridge. So you want to track this one down and Google search and get it for you. Can't remember if someone sent it to me or I've just found it, but it's RAID Reloaded version 1.1. I think the original version was similar, but there was a problem with the high score. I think the version 1.1 fixes that. So it's just my skills now. It's never expert gameplay, but seeing how you would have got on your first or second go, it's game over already by the looks of things. That's quite a nice effect, yeah. And seeing how it plays, how you would have got on your first or second go, and would have been enough there if you want to play it again. Now, nothing's ever going to be iconic as the original RAID. That was fantastic. RAID 2 and 3. Well, I think 3 was a homebrew, to be fair, on the Atari 2600. Weren't quite as good, but it's all about originality. RAID, we've also reviewed that on the Commodore 64 and the Spectrum as well. Spectrum is probably the easiest version out there you could possibly hope to see. Right, come on, Nick. Let's just survive as long as I possibly can. Boom. Yes, this is a good one. It's a good one. As I say, loads quicker than Bridge Strike. Is it better than Bridge Strike? Well, they got their own pluses and minuses. Just because of the loading time, I'll probably play this one over Bridge Strike, although, yeah, they both give you what you want there. Bridge Strike's got great, the way it shakes the screen when you destroy the bridge, which this one hasn't got. Seems to do it if you blow up the fuel. So, nice wide area first of all, but as you can see, as you go further through, the challenge gets a bit more tricky as you try and weave through narrower and narrower riverways, and also try and avoid the boats. Now, what boats go whipways across a river? Nincompoop boats, that's what. It's a RAID with zipping. One good thing is if you shoot the fuel, it seems to blow up everything on the screen, so you can use that as a sort of like smart bomb if you're getting a bit stuck. So maybe I need to do that a bit more often to get through the tricky bits and any collision with planes, of course, and it's Doomsville. You'll see what bridge I've got up to there on the top left. Of the RAID bit, it's number 4. Go. So if you're playing this, let me know the furthest you've got, because as I say, I haven't got all day to play this. I'm just reviewing it from a standpoint there. Now, if you've, I'm going to go through another bridge. The bridge number should go up. There we go. It's ticked up to 5, and I've exploded again. Yes, if you haven't subscribed already and you've watched this far into the video, please consider subscribing, because that helps the channel grow as we try and review everything ever. Big thank you to those that subscribed already. If you want to see other Commodore Amiga stuff, with the time of recording, we've reviewed, game over, man. We've reviewed over 500 Commodore Amiga games at time of recording, at least. If you want to see those, click on my username, and then click on the playlist tab, which comes out across the top, and that'll take you to a Commodore Amiga. There'll be a number of other systems as well. It's all about beating stress, having a bit of fun. We're not taking ourselves too seriously. Every so often there'll be a comment on a video. It's paragraphs and paragraphs and detailed stuff, which I probably won't read. It's not that kind of a channel, folks. It's all about having a bit of fun. You're around a friend's house playing the games as you were as a kid. or just chatting stupidly about it up a pub, blasting away the day's stresses in a little corner of unreality away from the stresses of everyday life. Right, let's bash through here. I don't know if it's a good strategy just to shoot everything or just maybe concentrate on avoiding stuff. See, I got too close to the scenery there. Need to be pixel perfect like Bridge Strike and like the original River Raid, I suppose. Yeah, this is a good one. It came out back in the day. I think it would have got good reviews. But there wasn't a River Raid, to my knowledge, on the Commodore Amiga officially released. We just got these two homebrews, or public domain games if you will, that come out at very similar times. Bridge Strike and River Raid Reloaded. If you know any others, then let me know. But both worthy. Both worthy, got their own sort of slight differences, but the aim is the same. And this is a good one by Flashtro. Well done, Flashtro. Don't know what else they did, but might have to look that up if they did so. This is the furthest I've got, so it's getting very narrow through here. So you can speed up, slow down, but avoid getting hit. Now these tanks are a bit evil. I can't seem to destroy them, and they can destroy me. By golly, by gosh, they have. I've kaboomed. I don't know any cheats for this, so yes. Right, hang on a minute. So the tank seems to be my undoing here. Just need to shoot it and zip through quickly. We're through. Right, great. That's great. No. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's getting quite meaty the further you get on. So I don't remember that in River Raid. A squadron of aircraft coming towards me at a certain stage. Flashtro, he's all over the high score because that's the publisher or the person that releases it. I think the coding is done by someone called Alpha 1. I might be wrong. It says that at the front, does it? A little fun game, but in between. Well, it certainly is. And so that's the aim. That's the idea of this. They released this for a bit of a stress release, a bit of fun. Title graphics by Chipmunk, logo by Masai Shi9, music by WOTW. Is that say? There we go. Good. Flashtro. There's the levels I've got to. I got to level 8. That's not bad. That's not bad for a first go, is it? I think I'll have another go of this. Take it out for a spin. I'm not sure how many levels this is. I think the original Raid just went on forever, didn't it? Or maybe it looped back to the start. It's got acceptable graphics. It's got a bit of an 8-bit feel to it. It's 8-bit stroke 16-bit. But the music certainly is good. I like those palm trees. I presume the area or the theme of the area is going to change as we go through. But it seems side by side, it seems like a bit of a desert theme. So we might be flying down the Amazon. We probably aren't really. Some other place. Right, through we go. All these boat people going whipways, nincompoops. They're probably travelling across. They should. Why didn't they go across the bridge if that's what they wanted to do, rather than going by a plane? The darn fools. Anyway, does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't save your high score on this screen. It's just on the bit at the end. I would have liked it to show high score here as well. They had enough room for it. So bridges left, and underneath how many planes we got left. So at this point is 2. You die by crashing into stuff, or getting shot, bumping into the scenery, or running out of fuel. This plane's got a very leaky fuel tank. I don't always stop on a dime here. It's got a very leaky fuel tank, so we refuel in midair, and it leaks mostly out the back. Yeah, so that's cost a fortune in fuel. Right, this time we through. Try the tank. Yes. So the hardest bit in this game for me is when you're getting attacked by the tanks across the top of the screen there. Oh, look at that. I'm flying like a wally here. There's cacti about the place. That's game over already. That's my worst go so far. Have I gotten to the highest score job with that? I doubt it. No, I didn't. It just skipped a little through. There's a bit of story there. You're awake. It's 1 o'clock AM. Is it? No, it isn't. So if you want to read that story across the bottom, you can do that. Very, 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 very quick. You can have go after go after go. Got a very strong arcade feel to the thing. Vertical scroller, shoot 'em ups. Yes, I like seeing these old Atari 2600 games converted up. A lot of them got converted for other 8-bit systems like Hero and so forth. I'm not sure, did Hero? I don't think Hero come out on the Commodore Amiga. This is the bit where someone tells me I've already reviewed it. But if not, I'll have to see if there's a public domain to track it down. You get a lot of these sort of games which people have fond memories of, so haven't been covered commercially back in the days. Our homebrewers go in and have a bit of a go on it, but I certainly would be interested to see that. Right. Whoa, I think Cuba. That's a game I haven't looked at on anything of any detail. I was a bit of a late comer to Centipede and Millipede as well, but I love them, seeing all the different versions available. Red, come on. Oh, look. Stay away from... I'm getting gradually worse, aren't I? Getting gradually worse. As kids, we were like experts these games almost straight away, weren't we? Well, we weren't. We would never load them again. Such was our tolerance. But, yeah, as kids, we seem to be better than adults there. But nice little one. Didn't come out back in the day, of course, 2019. So this might be the first time you're seeing it there. Google search. I don't put links in the comments section about the games because I'm not quite sure how the YouTube algorithm worked. But it used to be a bit where they'd work out because YouTube were trying to keep people on the site as much as possible. So they was promote channels where people were on the site as much as possible. And it used to be if you put a link and a lot of people click on that link and exiting YouTube would think, right, we don't want people exiting, and they'd promote your videos less, which I could sort of like see the idea. So that's the reason why I generally don't put links going off the YouTube site, because bet your bottom dollar they probably still got that in somewhere, because it makes sense if they're trying to sell advertising space. I might not be right, but it seems to make sense to me. Right, let's take out these fellas. Boom. Firing forward. You'll see links in the description to playlists and other stuff there, but that's still within the YouTube site, so that still counts. Right, through we go. Pummeling through. Helicopters, boats, this core. There's not even the original River Raid had this much stuff going on. It's ramping up quite quickly here. Oh, God, went the wrong way. But Bridge 8 was the furthest I got to, wasn't it, last time? We've got 2 planes left. Seem to be getting in a bit of a sticky situation. But this game's quite addictive, this version. I could see myself playing this for ages. I better keep an eye on the time or else I'll be late for work. What a shame. Taking out the Brow Bridge. Come on, Nick. So, my problem doesn't seem to be running out of fuel on this version. It seems to be just getting blown up by stuff. Different path there. Helicopter. It's got no depth, this game, like the original River Raid. You can crash into the scenery and any plane. We're all at the same height. Now, really, that is enough to end the review, really. You've seen pretty much how it plays, but I am tempted just to have one last go for absolute fun. Right, let's put N in. N, 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 N. One go for the road, one last go for the road, Toad. Right, this is definitely my last go. So this is the one. This is the one. River Raid Reloaded, version 1.1. I'm not sure if there's a version 1.2. If you know, let me know. And yeah, maybe I'll do an update if it's vastly different. Right, Bridge 1. Well, Bridge 2, this counts as then. Yep, Bridge 2. Billy Beam. There we go. So count them up. So the first we got so far is to Bridge 8. That was literally, I think that was on my first or second go, wasn't it? I think it was. That's probably when I had my most energy, I'd imagine. Right, Bifter. Refuel that. Now, another bridge. Good. Right, so, number 3. Bridge 3. Count them up, baby. You can stop on a dime. The scenery doesn't scroll at all. But then, of course, your fuel's still going to go down. We're already on half a tank, so fuel is paramount here. It's going down very quickly. We need to get that fuel over there. There could be problems. Big nose. That's a bit of fuel, anyway. That's a bit more fuel. Good. You seem to be dwelled too long on it. Something's going to crash into you on purpose. They can't steer out the way. Everyone's a kamikaze here. Almost as if they're being controlled by robot droids. If you are a robot droid, then comment below. What's your problem? Right, forward we go. Still in the desert, it seems. Look at the amount of mess going backward and forward here. Well, good luck, air traffic control. Fuel already halfway. Oh, I had to be precise there. I only had one shot there at the bridge before that tank got me. And that could be... that's my main... I got past it a few times, didn't I, really? But that's the main bit I seem to be struggling on this first selection of goes. Oh man, now I'm going backwards. Right. Helicopters, they're blown up. So surely someone will complain to the police that there's a jet fighter plane. I think this is supposed to be enemy forces patrolling this sort of place. But my favourite bit of the game was when we got to that bit where the planes were coming down the screen, a bit like 1944 or 42. What's it? That's that arcade game, 1942, where you were in a biplane. That's game over again. Well, I really like that. I think if you had to push me, I prefer River Raid Reloaded version 1.1 to a Bridge Strike because of the loading times. It seems a little bit more fun, a bit more challenging straight away. But both are pretty good, and I highly recommend this game. So, hope you liked having a look at that one. Based on River Raid from Atari in 1982, of course. This is River Raid Reloaded version 1.1. Published by Flashtro in 2019. A good vertical scroller shooter, which retain some of the fun of the original game. So, if you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then by all means put that below, or anything about homebrews coming out, you're more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.